Imagine you are setting off on a long, unpredictable journey, but you can only carry 5 essentials. What will you choose? Life pretty much works the same way. You can't prepare for everything, but with the right tools, you can adapt, overcome challenges, and make the most of every opportunity. Hi, I'm Angela. Like you, I faced plenty of challenges, opportunities, and unexpected twists over the years. And I've explored many tools and strategies from some of the best books and thought leaders out there. Through it all, I discovered 5 timeless tools that have become part of my personal life toolkit. These are the essential strategies that I return to year after year. And I'm confident that they will also help you to navigate anything that life throws your way. You can use them individually or combine them so you're always ready to grow, thrive, and succeed. Throughout the video, I'll be including snippets from other videos from my channel to help explain each lesson further. You can find the links to the videos and useful book summaries in the description below. Remember, if you bring nothing else with you on life's journey, carry these 5 tools along with you. Let's unpack them together. First, apply the 80-20 rule. Does your life feel a bit overloaded with too many tasks, projects, or even dreams pulling you in different directions? So, which path should you take in life, and what do you do with your finite time and energy? This is where the 80-20 rule comes in. Think of it like a compass, helping you to cut through the distractions and pointing you toward what truly matters. 80% of our results will come from 20% of your actions. The exact ratio could be 90-10 or even 99-1. But the point is the same. There is no need to overwhelm yourself by trying to tackle every single thing. Just focus on the small fraction of activities or efforts that will deliver the bulk of your desired results. The truth is, most of what we do doesn't move the needle. If you want to achieve more with less, then try applying the 80-20 rule with this 2-pronged approach. First, focus on what works best by asking what are the 20% of efforts that can deliver 80% of the results that you want. Second, eliminate your worst obstacles by asking what are the 20% of causes that lead to 80% of your problems or troubles. This approach helps you to work smarter, not harder. In this other video, you can learn more about how to apply the 2-pronged strategy in various areas of your life. So, whenever you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember to use the 80-20 rule as your compass to help you move intentionally toward the results that matter. Once you have a clear direction, the next step is to work with focus and purpose, which brings us to the second tool, work in focused goal zones. How often do you collapse into bed at the end of the day feeling totally exhausted and yet still feeling like you didn't finish what you needed to do? Even when we know what we should do, we might find our day being eaten up by distractions. Notifications, emails, last-minute meetings, and we see little progress at the end of the day. One of the best ways to overcome this is by setting aside 8 to 10 hours of goal zones each week. These are dedicated blocks of time for focused, intentional work. Think of it like using a magnifying glass. When you focus on a single point, it can ignite fire. The same is true of your energy. When you concentrate on one meaningful task, you create momentum and see real progress. The idea is to be deliberate with your time and energy, using your most productive time to focus on 20% of the high-impact items that we identified earlier. I learned the goal zone concept from Mark McKeown, and I invited him to share about this process in our other video.
They are planned in advance for usually 2-hour periods where you work on tasks one at a time to the best of your ability until that time is up. The whole idea is stepping up to a higher level of concentration and focus and resilience to work on these tasks.
So, the first thing to do is to make the goal zone a non-negotiable part of your week. You can start by setting aside 8 to 10 hours a week for that. So if you're a morning person, then you want to block out time in the morning when you're at your peak. During the goal zone, we want to work on our tasks with intense focus. That means that we should not be multitasking, answering questions from our colleagues while writing a report, or even taking bathroom breaks. We want to enter the zone with a clear intention of what to achieve, and then actually give it 100% of our attention for maximum effectiveness. The goal zone has been a game changer for me. Just by setting aside 4 blocks of 2-hour goal zones per week, that's 8 hours, I get so much more done and feel less guilty about taking time for rest and personal time. If you need to make real progress on high-impact items, then try setting up your goal zone this week to achieve more meaningful results in less time and actually feel good about it. You can find out more about how to do it step by step in this video. But even with time set aside for focus goal zones, you might still find yourself putting off important tasks or struggling to get started. This is where the next tool comes in to help us overcome procrastination. Why do we procrastinate? It's not because we are lazy, not because of poor time management, and not because we lack motivation or willpower. The real reason we avoid or postpone our tasks lies in how our brain balances pain and pleasure. Once you understand this fundamental rule, you can tip the balance anytime to overcome procrastination. It's like having a fire starter to spark your inner motivation anytime. Let's take a closer look. To put it simply, we procrastinate when the pain of doing something seems greater than the immediate pleasure we can get from doing it. For example, we avoid going to the gym because it's more painful to wake up early and endure sore muscles compared to the comfort of a warm bed. We avoid applying for our dream job because we don't want to go through rounds of application and interviews only to get rejected. With this understanding, we can now apply a simple but effective two-pronged strategy to shift this natural tendency in our favor. First, we'll make it more pleasant or rewarding to start doing the task. Second, we'll make it more painful not to do the task. There are many ways to apply this two-pronged strategy. But if you prefer ready-made proven techniques, then there are two approaches that you can apply right away. The first is the Pomodoro technique. Basically, you work for 25 minutes without distractions, then take a 5 to 10 minute break before starting the cycle again. The second is Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. Whenever you want to do something that's good or productive for you, just do a 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then start right away. If you are new to these techniques, I explain them in more detail in this video. This third tool helps you to get things done now, not later, and keeps you motivated on projects that you might have been putting off. But once you get started and actually get momentum going, it becomes really hard to stop and take a break. So the fourth lesson is to rest and recharge. How often do you push through tasks thinking, I'll rest when I'm done? But the truth is, work is rarely ever done. Without rest, your energy depletes, your focus slips, and everything takes longer to finish, pushing you closer to burnout. To be honest, I'm perfectly guilty of not resting enough, though I usually catch myself just before my battery level falls too low. Here's a perspective I learned that changed everything. Rest isn't unproductive. It is actually essential for productivity. Research shows that we are the most productive when we work with focused brains with short breaks in between. This approach helps us to achieve more in less time and with better quality results. With today's crazy pace of work and non-stop hustling, this lesson becomes absolutely critical. It's not just about resting when you get to your destination, but also resting along the way there and taking a rest break every now and then. And both the amount and the type of rest matters. Here's a quick way to get started daily and transform your idea of rest. Most people associate rest with zoning out or sleeping. But rest can be either active or passive, and both types are essential for staying at our best. Passive renewals are about slowing down and allowing your mind and body to recover, like taking a short nap, meditating, or even just sitting quietly with the eyes closed for a few minutes. Active renewals, on the other hand, involve activities that keep your body moving while shifting your mental focus, like playing music, stretching, or going for a walk. These feel energizing because they engage different physical and mental resources, which breaks the monotony and refreshes our focus. You can get more ideas to integrate rest into your day and week in this video. Even with focus, productivity, and rest, life can still throw curveballs at us that make us feel overwhelmed, drained, or defeated. That's why the final tool in our life toolkit is so important. It helps us to manage emotions, turning them into a source of strength rather than an obstacle. Are there times when your emotions seem to control you rather than the other way around? Like when you can't stop sweating at a presentation because you're so nervous, or when you're so sad about a breakup that you simply cannot get out of bed. At times like these, it's tempting to avoid or suppress the feelings because they're so uncomfortable. But that doesn't work. Think of emotions as energy in motion. When we avoid or suppress negative thoughts and feelings, they tend to fester, build up, and eventually explode. Instead, we need to understand why we are feeling the way we do, so we can address the underlying causes and direct our emotional energy to support the outcomes that we actually want. And one of the best ways to do that is to use these 5 steps for emotional intelligence. First, self-awareness. Throughout your day, periodically ask yourself, what am I feeling right now and why? Think of it as a mental check-in to consider what's going on inside yourself at this moment. Second, self-regulation. We can redirect unhelpful feelings in constructive ways to avoid words or actions that we regret later. To get our feelings in check, ask yourself, how can I respond to get the outcome I really want? It's like hitting the pause button on your emotions so you have the chance to think before you act. Third, self-motivation. When you're tempted to give up in face of challenges, it helps to just focus on the next baby step that you can take. Use this question: what can I do now to achieve my desired long-term outcomes? It's like conquering a huge mountain one step at a time. Next, empathy. Now that we have a good hold of our internal state, we can look outward towards other people to understand where they are coming from. The question to ask is, how might they be feeling and why? It's like stepping into their shoes for a moment to see things from their perspective. Finally, relationship management. This is where we ask, how can I create a positive outcome for everyone involved? This helps us to step back, look at the big picture to create win-win outcomes. I'll admit this isn't always easy. There are still times when I catch myself spiraling into frustration or losing my temper before I even realize it. But here's the thing, these 5 steps are not something that you actually perfect. So long as you're making progress, it will already positively transform your life. In fact, I revisit all 5 tools in my life toolkit year after year because there's always room to improve. So there you are, the 5 essential tools that you absolutely want to carry with you on your journey of life. Each of these tools can be used individually, but together, they form a powerful system that helps you to simplify your life, increase your impact, and navigate challenges more easily. Here's a quick recap of the 5 tools in our life toolkit. Apply the 80-20 rule. Cut through the noise and focus on the small things that make the biggest impact. Create focus zones. Work smarter, not harder, by channeling your energy into meaningful work. Overcome procrastination. Spark your momentum to get things done now. Rest and recharge. Take intentional breaks to rejuvenate yourself, stay productive and energized. Manage your emotions. Stay grounded to respond thoughtfully and effectively to life's challenges. Which of these tools do you think will make the biggest impact on your life? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to Growth Garden for more tips on how to achieve more with less. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video and let's keep growing together.